This video it's about the Transalpina, or let's say Transfagarasan, and the Stelvio pass. A kind of a comparison video. Why? Because some of you asked me or would like to know which of these three it's let's say the most beautiful one, the best one to ride. Hi guys, welcome to the channel, welcome back to another episode of bike discussion. We are in 2025, it is January, it is snowing a bit outside. You know, that little snow that it's gonna disappear very quickly, but it's time when we just cannot be on the road as we would be during the summertime, and the weather it's really not that good, or let's say good enough for riding. But this is happening every year, guys, you know it. I am right now just thinking about my plans, about my future in the 2025, and I stored my helmet. I am doing it every year. This is how I store it. So I put it in the original bag. Here you can see HGC. It is stored also inside in my furniture that I use for motorcycle stuff, and I see that the 2025 is gonna be a great year. Why? Because, you know, when you have already made some plans and you're really waiting for the season to come, then it is already obvious that you have a great will to do it, to do something, and then you have also a feeling that great things are gonna happen, and this is the feel that I have right now. This video it's about the Transalpina, or let's say Transfagarasan, and the Stelvio pass. A kind of a comparison video. Why? Because some of you asked me or would like to know which of these three it's let's say the most beautiful one, the best one to ride. Let's say it like this, that these three roads, or let's say destinations, are very, very famous and huge ones, considering the fact that a lot of riders would like to go there and ride there. A lot of riders were already there, like me, and a lot of riders are still returning. So the main differences among these three, I would like to cover this just in a few minutes, so this video is not gonna be too long in my opinion, but the crucial difference between the Passo dello Stelvio and Transfagarasan and also Transalpina is that Passo dello Stelvio it's only a, let's say, big huge mountain very high up, and the road there it's magnificent, it's brilliant, you know, but you're almost all the time climbing up, and you have such tight twisties, and at some points it is very narrow, and this is something that you're not gonna encounter on the Transalpina and Transfagarasan. There it's different. You are riding and going up and down the road. It's quite large, you know. You have a lot of possibilities to view, or let's say to look to the sides, left and right. So it is in a way larger, bigger, you know, and it is also the road it's also longer, so it is a different experience. This is the main difference between these two, let's say. Transfagarasan and Transalpina, there are also some similarities and some differences. The most obvious one is that the Transalpina, it's bald on the top, so with no trees, nothing. Instead, the Transfagarasan, it's different. You have a lot of forests surrounding the area, and when you reach the top, there are no trees, nothing, but this is just, let's say, not so huge and large like it is on the Transalpina. So the Transalpina, it's also more windy in my opinion, and let's say a bit, but a tiny bit more boring than the Transfagarasan. At least to me it was, like I am right now explaining. And the experience, it's a very good one on both of these roads. To be honest, the Transalpina tarmac, it's quite a bit better than the Transfagarasan. On the other hand, we have the Passo dello Stelvio road, that it's perfect. Here I cannot complain, I cannot say anything bad. The tarmac, it's just perfect. You can push a lot there, but remember, there are speed controls on the Stelvio, and you can get a fee very, very easily. I would also like to mention that if you pick the right day, you won't encounter so many riders on the Transalpina and Transfagarasan if this is gonna be somewhere during the week. On the other side, the Stelvio, it's always very occupied. I was lucky because I picked a day during the week, and it wasn't so occupied, so crowded, I would say, at that time. But you know, the Stelvio, it's just a king among all the kings, you know. And the Transfagarasan and Transalpina are, let's say, majesties, are queens of, let's say, beautiful riding roads in Europe. There are also a lot of other roads that are still worth riding and mentioning and so on, but this video is just a comparison from my point of view. It is how I felt them, it is how I see them right now. Just after some time, you know, I rode the Stelvio last year in July, and I was riding in Romania, so Transalpina and Transfagarasan in 2023. It was the same in July. In the middle of July, it was hot, I have to admit it. So the other differences among these three, I would like to mention that on the Stelvio it was fresh, not hot because it's really high up, but the area and the surroundings of Transalpina and Transfagarasan were a bit hotter that time. So these are these three differences. I may mention some others. Let me just think. To be honest, I had a great time riding all these three roads, you know, guys. Let me see. I was a bit surprised that the Transalpina and Transfagarasan are larger on the top, and those riders that reach the top are very nicely, let's say, spread around, so that it's not a crowd like it is on the Stelvio. So when you reach the Stelvio, you're in a moment you are in the crowd, you know, and you just have to park somewhere, you have to take care for your stuff, for your motorcycle and so on. On the Transalpina and Transfagarasan it is different, so it is a larger area surrounding the top, I would say, or on the top, and you can feel a bit more relaxed. And I just think about another difference that it's also a very important one. The experience when seeing bears, it's a very special one. So on the Stelvio, no, I think that you would just rarely encounter an animal, because it is, let's say, not a so-called wild area for animals, and it is so crowded, it is so loud, you know. On the other hand, the Transalpina and Transfagarasan have a lot of wild animals, and bears are something very usual there. So for those of you who would like to encounter these very nice animals, you just ride there, and I'm quite sure that you're gonna see a bear somewhere on the road. This is for the Transalpina. No, for the Transfagarasan. The Transalpina was without any animals. Only cows were passing the road there at some point, but no other animals. Like I said, Transalpina, it's a very nice road with a very nice tarmac, but if I would have to pick, I would pick the Transfagarasan, because it's let's say a very interesting road going up and down, and you have many nice twisties. Even though the tarmac is not that good, but it's a great experience, you know. More than 100 kilometers of wilderness, and very nice road, even though the tarmac, like I said, is not perfect, but it was built in the 70s, and we should consider it. Otherwise, on the other hand, the Stelvio will provide you a kind of a feeling that you're reaching somewhere very high and very important, that you are reaching something that it is not easy to do, because you can see a lot of bicyclists going up and having brakes and so on. And this is the last thing that I would like to mention. And I didn't encounter any bicyclists going to the top of Transalpina and Transfagarasan. So this is also a difference. And it is easier to ride the, I would say, Transfagarasan and Transalpina, because you just don't have to think all the time about bicyclists, you know, because you will rarely encounter them. At least in my case, it was so. So guys, for those of you who are thinking about riding the Transalpina, Transfagarasan and Passo dello Stelvio this year, so 2025, I highly recommend all these three roads. You're going to be satisfied, you're going to be happy, you're going to be, let's say, eager to do it, and you're going to have fun. This was another bike discussion, the first one in the 2025. The riding season is going to start sooner or later, but in March it's going to be here like every year. And till then, guys, follow my channel, watch my videos. Thanks for watching, and till the next one.